Hi everyone. I wanted to make a quick video tutorial of how to get started on your first assignment if you needed a little help or Excel refresher. This is actually what you'll be reconstructing today is a chart in your textbook. We're just going to be using more recent data than the book provides. So you can see we're going to grab information for several countries here, kind of a good mix around the world, and we want to just take a look at the imports and exports from those countries. So I noticed I had checked this link. I think something's happening with the World Bank site. They might be making some changes because I don't know about you, but as I've been trying to use the link for the imports at least, it's been giving me an error. And I checked it, maybe 7, 10 days ago, and it wasn't working. So if that doesn't work, the export link is working. So just pull that one up, and that's okay. If the other one for imports isn't working, that's okay. I'll show you here how you can get the import data right off of here. You can just look it up usually. Okay, so here's our exports of goods and services. It's important we're using percentage of GDP, so you want to know what percent of a country's GDP is exports or imports in this case. All right, so there's a couple things you can do. If you want to go this way, you can just go ahead and download the data right here. If you do that, you're going to get, everything. I think this is just the general data download that you've got. So you can get, you know, everything, all of the data throughout the whole time periods that we've got. But there might be a little bit easier way. I'll kind of walk you through that here. If you want to, we can also search. If we look for imports up here, if we want to look that, again, as you search, just make sure we grab the right one, percent of GDP. We don't usually, we could use the constant dollars, but we're looking at the percentage of GDP here too. So if we're really going to look for that, we can select it too. Doesn't really matter right now at the moment, but we can get, this is the two things we want to look at. And as you complete the rest of the assignment, you're just thinking about how to describe how to explain the differences maybe between these and the countries. Okay. All right. So then if you wanted to, you could download these. It gives you a big thing of data. You'd have to go through, clean it up a little bit to get your values. But here's a little bit different approach. If you want to, instead, we can go to this data bank tool. And the data bank tool let us filter out some of the specific things that we want. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And it's going to provide, essentially, it's already got the imports of goods and services as a percent of GDP. That's what you were looking at before. And it's going through the time periods that we've got here. So we can filter these out and add into it as we want to. Right now, it's got like the 264 countries. The series is the imports, and the time is the 12 years. So we're going to go ahead and change these things really quick here. I'll let you kind of do this on your own. I'll grab some countries here. I don't want to spoil it what the information is, but just go to country. All right. And on your country page right here, we don't need all of those, so we can kind of take them down. If you want to use the search right here, you're looking for Chile. And so you can select Chile if you want to. Let's try, I'll just kind of pick several countries here to get a look. Ireland, let's do Argentina. And every time I click these, hopefully they're going to be added to right here. We've got, let's look at Japan. And looks like at India. So again, you'll be searching for those other countries that we've got. All right, so as you do that, just click them, add them to your series. They'll be good there, but you'll do the countries specifically asked. Okay. All right, the series, we already have one series that we've got here, and that's the imports. So now if we want to, we can add the exports. Just check it, just work through it. We'll be able to here just kind of scroll down. We're looking for the exports of goods and services as a percentage of GDP. If you started before, if you just stayed on the exports page, you'd have to look up imports in that case, but just make sure you're using percent of GDP. in that case. All right, we should be good there. Notice we have two series. We've got our imports and our exports, and then time. Now here is weird. Some of the data, like I said when I played around it last week, it didn't have all the countries' data, but I think they're available now. So I'll let you decide if you want to use 2018 or 2019. Just pick one or the other, doesn't matter. I think all the data are available now. So we might as well just try 2019 since it's available, but it's really up to you. It's probably not going to be much different overall. All right. That should be good. Apply changes. We'll kind of check and see if this works. Yeah, that's kind of the problem I was running into. So you see Japan doesn't have 2019. So you should be okay. I think all the countries have the data, I think, for 2019. But if not, you can just switch it to 2018 here. Just depends. Like I said, I think they're updating at the moment. So there might be some changes going on. All right. All I'm excited about here is that I've got my data. I know I've got my two series, the exports and imports, so I can change these if I want to too. All right. Okay, now I'm going to download to Excel. Once that's downloaded, I'm going to open the file and we'll just clean it up a little bit to get it ready for our chart. Okay. I'm really just interested in the countries. I'm just going to make a space, however you like to do this. Make it a little bit bigger so you can see it. Country names, first from the code, imports, and then exports. Here's our year. I'm just going to copy and paste these down here. I'm kind of setting this up just so that when I make the charts, Excel is kind of used to it a little bit, I guess. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, we know it's the 2018 is the constant year, so I'm just going to relabel this imports and then exports. I'm going to do a quick check again, right? So our first series, our first set of data is imports, and then it's exports after that. All right, here's the break. You can see this is actually, once you get some practice with this, it goes pretty quick. All right, we don't need these anymore. Okay, we've got our two columns of data that we've got. Wow, look, Ireland has a lot of exports as a percentage of GDP. Small island kind of makes sense. Those are the kinds of things you're gonna be looking at. I'm gonna clean these up too. I don't know if we care too much about that level of precision. Oops, can't seem to get that right. I think this is okay since it's a percentage. 89%, 16%, so on and so forth. All right, then what I'm going to do next essentially is I'm going to select this data to give me a little hint, just let Excel kind of give it an idea. I'm going to insert, and I'm going to pick a chart. See if it kind of gives me a good idea. Yeah, this is looking pretty good. This is good. If you want to do like a column chart like this is pretty neat too. Gives you the same kind of look. That is a aesthetic choice, totally up to you. Give it a title. Imports and exports as a percent of GDP. In my case, this is 2018. I've got my countries. It's already what I really like about this when we created those two columns that it separates those for us too. So now you can compare for the countries that we've got. All right. All right, so I hope that goes well. This is kind of what I'm looking for. It's nice just to put this on one chart. You don't need to make two charts, one for imports, one for exports. I think this is good. This is a good comparison that you've got right here. All right, let me know if you have any questions. Feel free to, pretty it up a little bit if you want to or use something else, but that's all. And then think about what's driving, what's the difference here, why, Ireland, you can kind of think about why these values are like this and why these other countries are so much lower. All right, good luck. So many questions, and good luck moving in.